Many people are afraid of making pies, but you don't have to be. Let's make a pie. To start, we'll take 1 cup of flour, all-purpose flour, put it in our bowl. We'll add a tablespoon of whole wheat flour to give it a little bit more flavor. I also add maybe a 1/4 tablespoon of salt and a twist of pepper. Pepper's a pretty special spice. Makes your taste buds swell. It makes things more delicious. Secret trick. Stir that around. Add in 3 ounces of butter. It's about 3/4 of a stick. And we'll cut it in with our pastry cutter. You can do this pretty coarsely because we are going to be adding some sour cream, which will add fat to the flour mixture itself. While we're at it, let's add a couple tablespoons of sugar. Keep it sweet. Give that a little mix. So that looks like that. This is sour cream. So we'll make 1/3 cup of sour cream. Measure that out. And we'll add enough ice water to that to bring it up to the 1/2 cup mark. And that'll be just right. I'll give this a stir and add it to our dry ingredients. Trying to kind of get everything wet at the same time. When you're stirring a pie crust, it helps to sort of lift it, which keeps it light and will help it stay flaky instead of dense. So we just need to stir it until it is starting to stick together. It doesn't have to be a firm dough, but just so everything is moistened. We'll put some flour down on our surface here. And turn our pastry out onto that. Just press it together. There you go. And we'll roll this out to a nice circle. Make it just a little bit bigger than your pie plate. And you'll see why in a second. So that's about right. I give it one little bit more. So to transfer this, I didn't have quite enough flour down, so it stuck. This is a pastry scraper, which is a nice tool for doing this. You can use a spatula if you don't have one, just to free it. To transfer it, I fold it in to quarters, like that. And then we'll just place that into the pie plate. Next, we'll make the filling. If you have any rips or tears or little holes, you can just take a little extra piece of the dough that's hanging off and pinch it into place. And that works just fine. So for the filling, we're going to make an apple pie. Maybe we can get some help from our live studio audience. Peel some apples.
Not you, dirty daddy.
It's quick to peel them in a long continuous circle, and it's also beautiful and fun.
And delicious.
If you can manage. Okay.
Can I use that filler?
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
It is. Okay. I need a knife. So we'll cut the apples into appropriate sized wedges for the pie. Chunks, slivers, slices, anything you'd like. I'll mix them up in this bowl. The little bit of flour that's left in there will help act as a thickening agent. And a little bit of butter will add a little bit more flavor too. So it's a nice way to reuse that bowl. It's good to have an assistant in case you drop anything. Once your apples are all cut, we'll mix in a little bit of cinnamon and some sugar. Mix the lot of it together and transfer it to our pie shell. So again, a couple tablespoons of sugar.
Will you put in the...
How about 4 tablespoons of sugar? Tablespoon per apple sounds about right. And somewhere between a half of a teaspoon and a teaspoon of cinnamon is usually about right for a pie of this size. Give that a little stir. And we'll transfer it to the shell. That's a good crust. What makes this such a nice and elegant pie is there's no top layer. We'll just fold the sides up over the filling. And you can put any kind of filling in this pie. It could be berries, could be apples, could be peaches. And then one last, whoa, sorry about that, this is amazing. One last thing to do is to mix a little bit more sugar into the remaining sour cream mixture. And you can use that as a bit of a glaze. We'll just put that on the edges here. It'll help it brown up nicely and get crispy. And so then we'll take the pie and we'll put it in a 400-degree oven for about 40 minutes, and it'll be done when the crust is brown and the filling is starting to bubble and boil a little bit. Take it out and eat it and enjoy it. How about that? There's your pie.
Good. Thank you, everybody.